Hello everyone, myself is Dr. Binke Suttaria, working as an assistant professor at Department of Chemistry, Bhavans College, Dakor. Okay, so we have started a metal carbonyl chapter. Okay, as unit number 4. This is our unit number 4 of US 03 CCHE. Okay, CCHE 21. Okay, so in inorganic chemistry we have started metal carbonyl chapter. So far we have studied 18 electron rule as well as EAN, introduction of metal carbonyls, properties of metal carbonyls, then after the CO diagram of the ligand, then after we have studied a different type of metal carbonyl like NiCO4, FeCO5, okay, then after CrCO6, then after we have studied a dinuclear metal carbonyl, that is CmN2CO10, okay, CO2CO8. Okay, so now in today's lecture we will be studying about the Fe2CO9. Now this Fe2CO9, it is known as diion non-carbonyl. Okay, 9 means non-N. So by combination of non-N plus carbonyl, we are having non-carbonyl. So let us understand it's a metal carbonyl in Fe2CO9 first of all. Okay, in any dinuclear compound you have to study metal bond first of all. So now metal bond calculation. So I have to put metal bonds over here. The formula is 18 into N minus total valence electron divided by 2. So first of all let us start with the total valence electron. Now Fe, which is having atomic number 26. So what we have to calculate, Ar 4s2 3d6. So there are total 8 electron in outermost orbital of the Fe. So here the total valence electron 8 into 2. Why? Because there is 2 Fe plus there are 9 CO. So for each CO I have to add 2. So there will be the 18 electron. So 16 plus 18 I will get a 34 electron. So now in this structure I have to put 18 into 2 minus 34 electron divided by 2. So 36 minus 34, that will be having a 2. Okay, 36 minus 4, that will be having 2. 2 divided by 2, so there will be the 1. So you can say that there is one metal bond present in a Fe2CO9. Okay, now by this calculation, now let us understand the properties, or we can say preparation of. Now first of all let us understand its preparation, how it is prepared. Okay, now this Fe2CO9, okay, preparation of Fe2CO9. Now this Fe2CO9 can be prepared by dissolving FeCO5. Okay, now this FeCO5 dissolving glacial acetic acid. Okay, now this glacial acetic acid, when it is dissolved in FeCO5, okay, FeCO5 dissolved in a glacial acetic acid. Now when it is reflected under the UV light, okay, now when it is reacted with the UV light, what will happen? This FeCO5 will dimerize and it will produce Fe2CO9 by the removal of one CO. Now here I am having 10 CO, so I have to put 2 FeCO5. Okay, so now by this way you can produce Fe2CO9. Now this Fe2CO9, it is having a yellow crystal. Okay, golden yellow crystal as its physical property. Now this golden yellow crystal, now let us understand its properties. So let us write down over here the properties of Fe2CO9. Now first of all, this Fe2CO9, okay, it will produce, or it will having a golden yellow triclinic crystal. Okay, golden yellow triclinic crystal. Now this golden yellow triclinic crystal, it is insoluble in, okay, insoluble in water and soluble in toluene as well as pyridine. Now in any metal carbonyl you have to remember that first point you have to write down what is the color, what is its physical property, okay, whether it is having any color or whether it is having a solid state or liquid state. Then after you have to write down the solubility factor, it is soluble in water or not, it is soluble in organic solvent or not. Then you have to write down another, that is its reaction, okay. So now this Fe2CO9 when it is decomposed, let's say Fe2CO9 when it is reacted under 50 degrees Celsius, it will decompose and it will produce Fe3CO12 by the removal of the CO. Okay, now let us balance over here, twice Fe3 and 3 CO over here. So now twice Fe3, that is 6 Fe, here also 6 Fe, 3 into 9 27, here I am also having 2 into 12, 2 into 12 24, 24 plus 3, that is 27. Okay, now this Fe2CO9 that is reacted with the 50 degrees Celsius, it will produce Fe3CO12. Now this reaction, it is known as decomposition of a Fe2CO9. Okay, now this is having a Fe2CO9 that is converted into the Fe3CO12. Okay, now third important point, in any metal carbonyl you have to study about its structure. Okay, so now let us understand its structure. So for this we have to remember that this Fe2CO9, okay, now this Fe2CO9, which is having a Fe as a central metal atom. So now Fe which is having a structure of 4s2 3d6. So let us write down over here the orbital formation. Let us write 3d over here, 4s over here and 4p over here. Now I am drawing over here 3d orbital 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, 4s over here and 4p over here. Okay, 1, 2 and 3. Okay, now when we are having a free atom, okay, or what we can say free state, okay, for the Fe metal atom, what I have to fill up over here, 4s2 3d6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Okay, now when it is excited, okay, when it is excited, what will happen, all the electron should be pair, okay, all the electron should be pair. Now in our previous CO2 CO8 we have seen that there is two possibility for pairing, and a pairing structure or unpaired structure. So what I have to do, if I pair, suppose if I pair these all electron, so there will be the suppose total, here I am having 6 electron, here I am having 2 electron. So what will happen over here, so I am having total 4 pair, okay, and one will be the unpair. Okay, so total I am having, sorry, total I am having a 4 pair and I am having this empty spaces over here. Okay, so total I am having 4 pair. Now let us see, here I am having a total 9 ligand. Suppose if I am putting down over here 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, okay, then after if I multiply this thing as similar way, let's say this is as a molecule, okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, here I am having 4s orbital, here I am having 4p orbital. So what I have to do, I have to just pair down over here, 4 pair over here, okay, so I am having 1, 2, 3, okay, 5 CO ligand over here. So what I have to do, I have to just write down over here, okay. So there is no exact multiplication. Why? Because your ligand, it is having a odd number, okay, so it is having a odd number. In earlier case, for the Mn2CO10 as well as CO2CO8, we are having ligand in even number, okay, 8 and 10 both are even, but 9 is a odd number. So this odd number or this odd ligand should not be completed by the duplication of the excited state. So what I have to do, I just have to move these 4s orbital electron into the 3d orbital electron. Then after I have to see what will be the structure. Okay. So now let us draw once again the Fe2CO9. Okay. So for this Fe2CO9 again I am writing 3d orbital over here, then after 4s orbital, then after 4p orbital, here I am having 3d orbital, that is 1 2 3 4 and 5, 4s orbital and 4p orbital 1 2 and 3. Okay, so here I am having free atom. Now this 3d, okay, Fe, okay, now Fe which is having a structure of Ar 4s2 3d6. Now I have to put down over here 4s2 and 3d6, 1 2 3 4 and 5 and 6 electron like this. So what I have to do, if it is having excited state, okay, if it is having in excited state, I will cut down over here. I just write down over here 3d orbital, let's say 3d orbital over here. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 and 5, here I am having 4s, here I am having 4p. Okay, so 1 2 and 3. Okay, so what I have to do, this one electron will travel over here, so it will make a pair over here. So let us assume that this will bond over here. So what I have left over here, so 1 2 3 and 4. Okay, so there are 4 unpaired electron. Okay, so here I am having 3 empty spaces. So when I do a duplication, let's say if I am preparing as a molecule, if I am preparing as a molecule, what I have to do, I just have to duplicate the above structure 1 2 3 4 and 5. So here I am duplicate over here, there is one pair electron, second pair of electron 1 2 and 3 unpaired electron, here one unpaired electron and here 3 empty spaces 1 2 and 3. So there are total 6 empty spaces. So here I can directly put over here, there is 6 CO ligand. Okay, okay, now there is 3 6 CO ligand. Now next I have to think, there should be 3 bridge CO. What bridge CO? That is 3 bridge CO. Why it is bridge CO? Because there is one unpaired electron, there is 3 unpaired electron above structure and there is 3 unpaired electron from the downward structure. So I am writing over here downward side. Okay, so when I am writing over here CO molecule, okay, so now this CO molecule, CO ligand, so here I am having 3 unpaired electron, there is 3 unpaired electron, so here that is for the Fe1 metal, this is for the Fe2 metal, both should be pair, so we are having Fe2. So here I am having 6, okay, CO ligand as a terminal ligand. Okay, now this 3CO should be in a bridge structure. Okay, it should have a bridge. What is bridge? Suppose I am writing over here Fe. So there should be a CO ligand between the two metal atom. So that is known as bridge structure. Okay, so now I am having this structure Fe2CO9. So now this Fe2CO9 which is having this type of structure and 3 CO ligand as a bridge structure, 6 CO ligand as a terminal ligand. Now here I am having one metal bond, that is having Fe dash Fe, metal bond. Okay, so now there is no unpaired electron in this structure. So what will be the hybridization of this structure? The hybridization of this structure, it is like D3sp3, 3d orbital, 1s orbital and 3p orbital. Here you have to remember that ligand should be filled, this ligand should be filled in d orbital and metal bond should have a s orbital structure. Okay, you have to revise CO diagram for this thing. Now in CO diagram, as I have told you previously, that the ligand should be attached to the metal orbital that is having a free d orbital or empty d orbital. So the metal having empty d orbital, ligand should make a bond between the d orbital as well as s orbital of the Fe as a metal bond. Okay, so here I am having a metal bond which is having Fe metal bond. Here I am having d orbital that should filled between the d orbital. Okay, so now this is the structure of D3sp3. By looking this structure, we have seen that this structure is not having any unpaired electron. So I am putting down over here. This is having a diamagnetic in nature. Second thing, now this D3sp3 orbital structure, now this is something like as a D2sp3, but it is not totally D2sp3. So we are not having any regular octahedral shape. So we can put over here irregular octahedral shape. Okay, irregular octahedral shape. So now let us draw its structure. So first of all, let us write down over here a structure. So here I am having Fe. Okay, second one, this is Fe. Okay, now this is having Fe. Now this is having Fe2CO9. Okay, so now this Fe2CO9 in our previous orbital structure, as we have seen that there should be 3 bridge CO. So I am writing one bridge over here, second bridge over here, third bridge over here between the two metal atom. Okay, now 3 terminal CO ligand. So there should be 3 CO over here. Okay, one, second and third CO. Now this is having fourth, 5 and 6 CO. Okay, so here I am having Fe as a central metal atom. Okay, we are having 2 Fe, 3 bridge CO structure. This is having a bridge CO structure. Okay, this is our terminal CO, terminal ligand. Okay, suppose if I have to calculate the 18 electron for this structure, what I have to do? I have to take one Fe. Okay, let's say this as Fe. Okay, so now what I have to calculate? First of all, Fe. So Fe I am having 4s2 3d6. Okay, so there are total 8 electron for Fe metal atom. Second one, there are 3 CO terminal ligand, so which is having 6 electron. Okay, contribution. So 6 CO, 6 electron by 3 CO, 1 for the 8 CO. There are 3 bridge ligand, so I have to put 3 electron for the bridge CO. Okay, and 1 electron for the metal bond. So 1 metal bond. Okay, when I calculate this thing, 8 plus 6 15, 15 plus 3 18, 18 plus 1 19. Okay, so there are total 19 electron for this structure. So 4s2 3d6. Okay, here I am having 3 bridge CO, so there are total 6 electron, 3 bridge CO, so total 3 electron, and 1 metal bond, so there are total 19 electron. Now let me explain again the calculation for the 18 electron. Okay, so suppose if I am taking this as a structure, let's say one structure of Fe1. Okay, so now if I have to calculate this, so Fe as a central metal atom, what I have to take? So there are total 8 electron for Fe atom. Okay, or Fe metal, what we can say Fe metal. Let us write down a metal instead of the atom. Next one, that is 3 terminal ligand, that is CO. So I have to add 6. So there are total 3 terminal ligand. So I have to add 3 into 2, that is 6 electron. Now there are total 3 bridge ligand. So I have to add 1 electron for each CO bridge ligand. So I have to write down over here CO bridge ligand. Okay, and now 1 as a metal bond, that is Fe metal bond. So what I have to see, 6 plus 3, 6 plus 4, that is 10, 10 plus 8, that is 18. So this structure, it is following 18 electron. Okay, so that is why it is highly stable structure. Okay, so now by this way we have completed our 6 structure. So you practice this structure again and again, and if you have any doubt you can ask me anytime, and you can write down the comment in comment box that we are not getting this point. I will explain it again. So let us revise this structure again. So we have studied about the Fe2CO9. Now this Fe2CO9, which is having a golden yellow color, okay, golden yellow crystal. Second thing, it can be prepared by the reaction of FeCO5. Okay, now when it is reacted with the UV light, it can produce a Fe2CO9. Now when it is decomposed, it can produce a Fe3CO12. Now next thing, we have seen that Fe2CO9, in this Fe3CO9 we have seen the D3sp3 hybridization, as well as it will follow 8 electron rule, now which is having a dimagnetic nature. Why dimagnetic nature? There is no unpaired electron. Second one, we have also calculated the metal bond. Now this metal bond, which is having a there should be one metal bond. So in this structure we have also studied that there are total 9 ligand. In 9 ligand we are having 3 ligand as a bridge ligand and 6 ligand as a terminal ligand. Okay, so what is this structure? Here I am having metal, here I am having a metal, this is ligand, this is ligand, this is CO ligand, this is CO ligand, here I am having ligand, 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 ligand and ligand. Okay, so by that way you can practice. So I am suggesting you that in every theory, suppose if you complete one theory in any topic, whether it is a physics, chemistry or biology, in last page of your notebook you have to write down the concept chart. Okay, now this concept chart you should write down the main point, so in examination you can revise quickly. Okay, so by that way, suppose I am writing over here, I can have a idea of properties, preparation or metal bond, hybridization, bridge or terminal ligand, structural property, metal bond, all the things in one page. Okay, so I recommend you to write down all the things, or whatever the structure I have studied, write down in one paper what is this hybridization, preparation, shape, solubility. Okay, then after the structural point of view, whether it is having what type of hybridization, whether it is following electron rule or not. Okay, dimagnetic or paramagnetic, metal bond for the dinuclear metal carbonyl. So by that way you can revise this thing. Okay, so I hope you like this video. Thank you for watching it, and I will tell you again and again one more important thing, that we are having approximately 122 students in BSc SEM 3. Almost there are 50 to 60 students, they are taking part in the online lectures. So there is a lack of the attendance in our online lecture. So it may be because of the internet facility, it may be because of the Android facility, it may be because of the financial problem. I can understand, but what I am telling you, that whatever the friends or whoever the friends you are left in your class, you should recommend them to see our video, okay, on the Calixzarin channel. Okay, I have made a playlist over here, BSc 3. Okay, why I'm telling you, I am not promoting my channel or anything else, but why I'm telling you that in this COVID-19 situation there is so much problem uh, in every individual. So the main intention of this YouTube is that our lecture, our syllabus or our teaching methodology should not be limited to our students. It should be broadcast to every student, whoever are left, okay, whoever missed this lecture. So I will recommend you, or I will suggest you to give your friend this video and to share this, and uh, not anything else, but in this pandemic situation you should help each other. Okay, thank you for watching it.